Hey guys, and welcome back to our Tekkit tutorial. Today it's just me, and I'm going to be showing you ComputerCraft. Now it's quite an advanced mod, but there aren't a lot of recipes fortunately, so we're just going to get right into it. So this is how you make a computer. It's sort of the base component of ComputerCraft. We're just going to take this, and we're going to make a disk drive. Now a disk drive stores a disk and lets you place and take away programs from the disk. The third thing we're going to make is a floppy disk itself. So we're just going to go over here, and I've placed a computer, and I've placed some redstone to a door. Now once you open it up, it'll give you the shell, which is just this sort of main program that it runs. If we type programs, it'll show you all the different things you can do that come with the actual computer. Now you can make your own programs, but these are just sort of the ones that come with it. So you can make dir makes a directory, and you can name it. A directory is like a folder, so we'll just name it, and then it creates it. And if you go to ls, that just sort of shows you all the different directories in there. As you can see, ROM is just sort of the main programs that it comes with, and you can't delete it. So if you go to delete ROM, it'll say access denied, but if you go to delete folder, it'll actually execute it. So if you go to ls again, it'll show you it's, folder 1. So then it's not here anymore. Now, if you do clear, it just clears the screen. And we're just going to go look at programs again. Now, red probe sort of tells you if there are any redstone inputs, but there aren't. Red pulse will let you, and it'll tell you if you don't type it in right, it'll tell you what you need to type. So the side it's on, the right side is where my redstone is, the count, and the period for how long. So if I go red pulse, right, let's say twice, and for 10. So now, it'll take 10, and it'll pulse it. So after 10 seconds, it'll do it again, and then it'll do it again, because the count was twice. If you type time, it'll give you the time. If you hold Control and hold S, it'll shut it down. Hold Control and hold R, it'll restart it. And if you do hold Control and hold T, it'll take you out of an infinite loop or a program. So what that'll do is if you make a program that doesn't work, then you can fix it. Right. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to interface with our disk drive here. And we're just going to put a floppy disk in here. So now when I type ls, see there's a disk directory. So now I can take programs and put them in there. So we're going to get to the programming later. I'm going to make a bunch of different programming tutorials, but let's say I did edit and then named a file. Now it'll take me to this file here where I can type whatever I want and then Control to get to the menu, and I can either save to file, or exit, which is what I'm going to do. Now if I type ls, our file's here. And if I go back to programs, you'll see there's one called move right here. So if I go move file and then tell it where to go, disk, it'll move the file to the disk. Now if I type ls, just the disk is there. And if I do cd, which is change directory, so move to a different directory, you can move the directory to disk, and then when I type ls, my file's there. Now when I take this and say I put it in a different disk drive next to another computer, I don't remember which one it is, but right, so there's my file. And also, if you type cd, change directory, into 2 dots, it'll change to the directory above you. So it's like a backspace. Right, so that's a lot of the main, just sort of basic programs I'm going to show you. I'm also going to show you how to make your own eventually, hopefully. And I'll do a bunch of LUA programming tutorials, which is the programming language of ComputerCraft. Right, so now we're going to go back to our recipes here. And we're going to make a turtle. Here's the recipe. Now a turtle is sort of like a robot. When you place it down, you can right click it, and it has its own sort of thing here, and you can also put blocks inside it. So if I go to Programs, this one will have some of its own specialized one. You'll see it have all the main ones, or most of the main ones that it has before, but it also has a few different ones. If I go to Excavate, it'll tell you the radius, and I go Excavate 20. And it'll just start sort of moving around and digging up the place. Now if you want to make your turtle a mining turtle, you can just put a diamond pickaxe next to it. And this one also has its own sort of programs. Now if I wanted to make a tunnel, for instance, I could make him tunnel. I'm just going to place him here quickly, and I'll tell him to tunnel for 3 blocks, and he'll say tunneling. What he'll do is he'll dig a sort of 3 block, 2 high sort of tunnel in, you know, the direction you want for how many blocks you set. It's kind of cool. If I go to Programs again, he can still do all the main programs just like normal, but he can also dance. And if you don't have a robot, if you have a robot that can't dance, it's a useless robot. Now also I'm going to be showing you tons of more programs for these, but this is just sort of the basic, you know, recipes and tutorial for this. Now here's a wireless modem, and if we take the wireless modem and put him next to a turtle, you can make a wireless turtle. And if you take that and put it next to the diamond pickaxe, you can make a wireless mining turtle. Now again, I'll get into the use of this much later, but basically you can control him from a different computer that's somewhere else. So you can put all your programs into sort of one mainframe computer and maybe have a bunch of different of these mining turtles working on his program. So that way you don't need to make each program in each, you know, one. So I think that's it for now. That was our ComputerCraft tutorial. I'm going to be doing tons more on programming and LUA and all kinds of cool different stuff what you can do with it. But that's it for now. So thanks very much. Comment, rate, subscribe, and we'll see you soon.